Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're still here in Neo Tokyo. I'm still Lars Newton. I'm still joined by Captain Etsoga, but we're not still in the Foundation League. Like we mentioned before the intermission, we're moving up in the world. We're now up in Academy League. We have the Lightning versus the Sabres for an exciting matchup here. Captain Etsoga, a quick recap on that Foundation League series, because man, was that fun.
Oh, absolutely. The constant back and forth going between the Bears and the Wizards was nothing short of entertaining. And like we were talking about, just seeing the salary cap difference really not being as big of a factor as we saw, because the Bears were able to answer back more than on one occasion, and then even, in fact, being able to take a win away, not being swept at all, not getting the 5-0 sweep, but actually being able to get the win in the very last game. So that was actually really fun to watch and really fun to see how that developed between the first game and the last.
Yeah, I love the Foundation League. It's always such a good time to watch. There's always so much happening, and it's never really quite what you expect to see. But, like I said, we're now in the Academy League, the Sabres and the Lightning. Sabres 20-20 so far on the season, and the Lightning 13-27. So just based off of stats, a little bit of an advantage to the Sabres. Sabres 3-5 for series, the Lightning 1-7. Not a great showing for the Lightning so far. So hopefully they could pick up another series win here. That would be a bit of a coup for the Lightning.
Yep, in order to do that, they're going to have to get past the Sabres as we get underway, and it's Ugali who's going to get a nice touch there as it goes off the back wall. Can Ugali get the follow-up? Yes, Ugali can, and a pass to the midfield. They are going to score early, and Lightning strikes first.
That is honestly what I was expecting. I know we just talked about how things are unexpected. Looking at the stats coming to this one, Ugali is a team leader for the Lightning for shots on net, but they are much lower in actually scored goals. What that means for the Lightning, though, is it's going to threaten that back wall and going to open up opportunities for teammates. And here we see that. DK able to finish off of that Ugali touch, but that's a great pass to center. Hollow answers right back 17 seconds in.
If the first 17 seconds of this match is a telltale sign of how this series is going to go, this could be even more exciting than the last match we just watched. Already, 17 seconds back-to-back goals off the pass plays and aerial redirects. I am already hyped as this one goes towards Ugali, as Ugali is able to get up and get the touch there. Hollow with the follow-up coming off the backboard again. A nice dunk there, goes up to Dark Fire as this one lingers just for a little longer. Can Hollow get there in time? Yes, but it's off target.
That's unfortunate. I think if you're the Sabres, you can't be resting on that quick goal. You need to take advantage of every opportunity you get, as there's another one, but the Lightning able to clear that one away just quick enough.
And one thing I just got to point out real quick, what I like to see is Dark Fire rocking the Merc right now. I love when any player just goes with an off-meta vehicle, and I don't know, is Merc becoming meta as we move on? But regardless, I just love seeing this Merc come out, and I wonder how that is going to stack up going up against two Octane players.
Well, I believe it's the same hitbox, or I think that changed recently, didn't it? But the Merc, I've definitely seen more of it. I do believe you're right. It could be shifting the meta a little bit, but here we see the Sabres struggling to get the ball clear of their zone as the Lightning able to keep that contained. That's DK from all the way across and still keeping the offensive pressure away from the Lightning net.
Yep, Darkfire now sending this one the other way, but has Hollow cherry picking just a tad. Might have given up possession just a little bit too early. Ugali is able to take control there, Yugi, as this one goes the other way. And now it's going to be DK off the corner and to the side, met by Hollow and Darkfire. Great, Ugali Googly Moogly is sent to the graveyard, and that one's going to go towards the middle again. They have the advantage, but DK was there with the backup.
That's a great play from the Sabres to open up the net with that double demo on Ugali, but can't get just enough control as now Hollow demos DK as well. Man, they are really determined to win this one on brutality alone.
Yeah, that's another thing I noticed when I was looking at the stats between these two teams. I didn't even know that MLE keeps track of the demos. And these two teams have pretty high demo stats, so be prepared to see some fireworks.
As we already have here. But now, as we near the halfway point of Game 1, we're still 1-1 after those first two goals happening in the first 17 seconds of this matchup. But right there, DK makes me eat my words. 2-1, just past halfway.
I'm glad somebody else did the Caster's Curse for once instead of me, because last night I was Captain Caster's Curse. But a beautiful play there, off the pass from Ugly over to DK, and now they have the 2-1 lead here in favor of the Lightning just under halftime. And Hollow with the nice 50 there, almost, but not quite, as this one's going to get banged out the corner towards the middle, and another one from Ugly. What a team showout we are seeing from the Lightning.
That is back and forth, both sides of the net, one from the right, one from the left, one from DK, one from Ugly, and they get the same play effectively back to back. That's great to see. If they could just, if I am the Lightning, just keep doing it. If it's going to keep working, just keep doing it.
If it's not broke, don't fix it. And this is also what I'm loving to see here. This is the type of gameplay that we're used to seeing. Didn't see too much of this in the Foundation League, but we're seeing these high-paced, fast-pass plays, and it's just so fun to watch as this one goes towards the Lightning side. But a beautiful clear there, and an unfortunate touch on two players as they meet up in the corner. This one out into the middle, looking for Hollow, takes the shot, but it's Ugly who gets the save and sends it the other way.
Something I noticed early in this game is the Lightning were a little passive. They were a little slow to challenge the ball, but they've absolutely flipped that around. They've gotten very aggressive. They're getting lots and lots of pressure on the Sabres, and it's making the Sabres scramble a little bit. They just don't get space. It's very claustrophobic with the Sabres and the ball because there's always a Lightning player barreling down on them, striking so quickly, keeping that away from their ability to get offensive pressure upfield.
I'm really surprised the Lightning did not take advantage of that defensive mishap and rotation. They were able to get the booming clear all the way to the other side, and the defenders were in a rush to get back, and the same thing happened again. Darkfire is jumping the gun a tad. This time, the Lightning do not let the opportunity fly by. They are going to capitalize, and now 4-1 for the Lightning.
DK and Ugly padding stats here a little bit, pushing that one over so that they get an assist and a goal off of that one instead of just a goal. Now we're at 100% goal participation, 2 goals, 2 assists a player. But you're right, the Sabres are getting caught upfield, and they're just getting burned as these big clears happen. I do think it is very viable to play that aggressive upfield strategy. You just have to do it very carefully and with tons and tons of control. The Sabres just don't have the control to effectively pull it off.
And we know they have the individual talent, with that touch there from Hollow, bringing this one back within 44 seconds on the clock. We still have a ball game.
I'm sorry, Captain Etsuka, you were saying something about individual talent as Hollow over the top. That's just a big solo play and a missed challenge out of the Lightning, but can they keep up with Lightning? 2 goals in 42 seconds. That's a tall order as DK touches that one down, but no one there. This is coming back the other way. And Hollow takes the ball away from Darkfire. That could cost them a goal here.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. Possible miscommunication. I think in those scenarios, Darkfire or whoever has control of that ball needs to call, I got it, me, something. Because that really shouldn't happen. Darkfire clearly, I think, had control of the ball and could have even developed the pass play. So I'm kind of wondering what it was that made Hollow want to jump in front there. And, could have been a pretty grave mistake, because now as the clock ticks away, they get on the board with even less time to get the equalizer. 7 seconds now, but still possible.
Speaking of grave mistakes, DK failing to get that ball clear of the net, and Darkfire easily follows that one up. But I think I know what happened. Darkfire was low on boost. I think that was coordinated. I believe they actually called off, asking Hollow to come through and finish that one off. But if you have the ball controlled and you're headed towards the net, yeah, you've only got 20 boost. You gotta keep pushing it forward, though. You can't hand that off. Look for something new. But just like we did last time, we talked about positioning, first mechanics and then positioning with those Foundation League players. Here, we're going to jump straight to that discussion regarding our ACAD players, as they're doing great on the mechanical side. Something we're seeing here from the Lightning, they're doing a really good job of bringing the ball up from kind of midfield, throwing it into the corner and popping it back out. They're not rolling it through, which is very easy to defend. They're popping it back out to the midfield. What I'd like to see is maybe a little bit more direct to back wall so it gets more aggressively upfield. The Sabres, on the other hand, as they come down the field, they're really looking as one player comes up this way, the other player is leaking out ahead and seeking that pass up in this region up here, trying to get this one across, which can be very, very effective. It's just a little slow coming in, and the Lightning able to jump on it and drive that one right back. They need to do a better job of clearing that one with better control and more aggression in their passes.
Yeah, and one thing that's going on with the Lightning right now is that even towards the last play, we saw, they kind of padded the stats a little bit when they were driving in for that play, one of the last goals that they scored, and instead of just getting the goal stat, they got the goal and the assist. But they broke even at 2 and 2 apiece, 2 goals, 2 assists for DK and Ugly. But on the other side, I saw 2 assists come from one player and then not having any assists to follow that up. So maybe we can see more pass plays coming from Sabre, and we'll see a more even scoreline as we continue. But we are getting ready to go into game number 2. 5 minutes on the clock. Let's get it underway. Darkfire with the 50-50 off of Ugly, as this one goes right back down to Hollow. 50 off of DK, but it finds Darkfire in the midfield. But a nice clear there to send this into the Sabres half as Darkfire tries to take control, and a nice power touch there, but not enough to get past Ugly, as this one stays into the corner and DK is able to stave off the danger from Darkfire.
So far, we're getting great pressure upfield out of the Sabres, though. They've been in the offensive end effectively the entire time, except for a couple of quick clears that are immediately turned back. And the Lightning finally finding some aggression here, getting a quick rotation in front of the net. But I have faith. You mentioned we need to see some pass plays out of the Sabres. What we talked about in the mission is they're looking for it. I absolutely have faith they can execute on it. They just need to tighten up the way they're executing on it.
And just then, that was a beautiful pass play attempt. Just couldn't get past the defense, and that's really at no one's fault there. That was just a good attempt, but keep doing that, because even if you can't pull it off the first time, there's no telling what you can do the second and the third, and DK trying to get on the highlight reel with that double touch. Unfortunately, just a tad off target, and now the back and forth coming from Hollow and Darkfire as Ugly gets the demo on Darkfire. Now DK trying to make it happen in the Sabres half as Ugly gets a nice 50-50 follow-up off the back wall. Again, nice midfield pass, but it's going to be DK who plays it safe and stays in the midfield.
Sooner or later, I feel like these Sabre plays have to pay off. They're doing a very good job in how they set up the pass play. Again, they're just not executing quite well enough on it. But there it is, getting beat at the midfield. Both players double committing up the field. That's a poor challenge from Darkfire. Great way for DK to jump on it and finish it out.
Yeah, and you saw how Lightning was kind of playing like some zone defense there. They were staying around the midfield, not really pushing too far forward, just really having a lot of control there in the midfield presence, being able to not rush, be patient, and wait for their opportunity. And when they saw Darkfire kind of jump the gun there, that was exactly the opportunity that they needed. So good play calling there and good patience coming from the Lightning, and that is why they have the 1-goal lead now.
And it's why the Sabre pass plays aren't really working out. That leak out the side and then pass up, it works really good against an aggressive offense that likes to push your back wall. The Lightning, by controlling that midfield, the Sabres continue to look for that leak out pass play, but the Lightning aren't biting on coming upfield, so they're just ready to sit at midfield and take advantage of it.
Yep, and just waiting for their opportunities. Let's see if Hollow can create an opportunity here. Out into the side it goes. Off the corner, 50 met by Ugly, as this one gets answered again by DK. Back into the Sabres territory it goes. DK with a nice follow-up off the backboard. Ugly is going to be just a little off target there. Hollow sending this one towards the Lightning side as Hollow goes up, gets the second touch. Midfield pass on target from Darkfire, and we are tied at 1.
It's exactly what we said the Lightning need to do, but the Sabres just executing it better. Throw it off the back wall, bounce it out in front, and then attack it as it comes back out. That's very awkward for the Lightning to read, or really any player to read coming off the back wall. Jumped out. It was a good attempt. Get out aggressively. Don't wait for it to settle down. Chase that ball out. Get out to it, but they just get beat to it, and the Sabres tie it up.
And that's exactly what I love, because we were just talking about how the Lightning were so patient, and taking their time in the midfield, able to get that 1-goal early lead. And then the Sabres answer right back with some patience of their own, able to get the equalizer and just putting this game even further into the tension, as we are now past halftime, past the 2-minute mark, and we are tied at 1. Hollow now with the nice swish and flick, getting over one defender. Ugly left alone in the backfield, but it's going to be no good. Ugly gets the save as Darkfire gets yet another 50-50.
these teams have done such an excellent job, just really through the midfield, I want to say. Defensively, they're standing very resolute. They're doing a good job keeping contained and getting repeated pressure towards the net. But they're also doing a good job with the physical play. You can see right there, there's not a whole lot of places they can improve. Maybe a little bit on the mechanical end. Positioning's been solid. Rotations have been solid. Boost management's been solid. And maybe some more passing plays. That's where we've seen success so far in game number 2. Hit those passing plays. It's what's going to open up the net.
And just like that, and you know, that was also a really good passing attempt, but it's all for naught as the defense from the Lightning holds true. And it's going to be DK now looking for some mechanical prowess as Hollow reads that one like a pop-out book. He's going to take control over to the side with a teammate in the middle. The possibilities is there off the crossbar, and it's going to be no good. It goes out to the corner.
That's a very tight threat as we see the Lightning double commit up the wall, but it's going to pay off as they get this one out to the midfield. They're so quick to transition. The Lightning really lightning quick, and there's Ugly beating out both Sabre players in the corner to get that lead back.
And this was a fantastic read from Ugly coming off the back wall, knowing just the right amount of space that Ugly had between the defender to get there just in time, hit it right on the nose, and send that one into an open net. Well done from Ugly, and a good pass from DK, getting that one out into the middle so that way it could be an easy read for the follow-up, but not so easy of a read off the kickoff. Dark Fire ties it up again.
That is a very, very nice play and just can't get back. If you are the Lightning, though, I've said this every time we see a kickoff goal. Don't let it get you down. It's a kickoff goal. It happens. You're out of position because you can't not be out of position on a kickoff. Don't let it get you down. Shake it off. Keep playing the game you know how to play, because so far, Lightning have done such an awesome job.
And I completely agree with what you say about kickoff goals, because something that I always say when it comes to, especially in twos, when you cheat up on the kickoff, in twos, it's more like a gamble, because if it's all up to that front person to succeed on the kickoff, and if you don't, it could be a double-edged sword because you're cheated up, you're out of position, and you give an opportunity for a counterattack. So you really can't get disappointed when the other team decides to take a gamble. And with that being said, I think we're about to head into OT, but Hollow is going to give it a last chance, but no good. 2-2 tie now in overtime.
We've seen how many overtimes here so far tonight. This has been such an exciting night for Rocket League. If you haven't already, drop a follow, because the Rocket League just keeps getting better and better as the season goes on. It's been incredible, and I just can't believe that it continues to get better.
And like we were saying, you know, we were watching the league before this one. I honestly forgot the name. Sorry about that. But we were watching them develop and how they were playing, and now we're seeing it even like a league above, and it's still seeing those tiny little similarities between the two leagues, and it's just barely a fine line of difference of both mechanical skill and positioning. So it's really nice to see just how like a small little bit of difference can really make in a game like Rocket League. Hollow now taking control in the midfield. A nice follow-up shot on target. Left in the middle for Darkfire. And they're going to be able to take game number 2 in overtime.
They take game number 2 in overtime, and that ties us up in the series. Lightning and Sabre both have one game apiece through game 2. Man, it does not feel like game number 2. It feels like we've been watching these teams slug away at each other forever, but man, we've got 3 games left. If you're new to Minor League Esports, you just stumbled across us here first. Minor League Esports, mlesports.gg/apply to join us here. But also, we play all 5. It's more set than series. When it comes to playoffs, every game matters. So every time we play all 5, regardless of what happens. But I get the feeling here, Captain Itsoka, we're going to see a game 5 decider.
Yeah, if anything, if it's like that game we just saw, then it's going to be a game 5 overtime, because we've already seen so many overtimes tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if we see one come game 5. But one thing I want to address just on the game that we just saw, and looking at the stats, you want to see something that's really interesting, is that the Sabres, Darkfire had 3 goals, each of which came from the assist from Hollow. But look how many shots Hollow had. 6 shots, 3 of which leading to goals. And you know what they say, and it holds true now, that sometimes the best passes are coming from missed shot attempts.
Well, that's exactly what we saw in game number 1, right? We coming in, we said Ugly, lots of shots, shot leader for the Lightning, as unfortunately we have a server go down, so we're going to take an extra second here to discuss this. We saw Ugly is a shot leader for the Lightning, does a really good job getting pressure upfield, but doesn't score a lot of goals. That leads to lots and lots of assists and a really good opportunity to get follow-up shots. And that's a great place where we see a lot of those scoring opportunities is with the follow-up shots. When you see that ball come downfield, throw it off the back wall, get an opportunity. It's what we talked about at the start. We talked about it in the intermission. Attack the net, just put pressure on the opponent's back wall. It's going to force them to respond, force them out of position, and then it gives you opportunities to strike.
What's even more interesting with that is how, they were able, like the Sabres were able to take the game, and we already know Lightning is such an aggressive team, the way they play and how many shots they're able to take. They actually had, only, I think they had maybe like 3 or 4 saves, but the Sabres didn't have any. They didn't have to play any defense. Not saying that they shouldn't have. They definitely should. But they didn't have to recover any saves. They were playing so much offense. They didn't even have to worry about the defense. They were constantly shooting, constantly hitting the back, going off the back wall, hitting the passes, and just keeping the Lightning in their own half for so long that they did not have to run back so many times and struggle to play defense.
Exactly. I do. As long as we have a second here, I'm going to break down what you were saying earlier. Actually, no, I'm not, because it looks like we are ready to get rocking and rolling in game number 3. We're not going to get ready to join game number 3 here. So we're going to take a second here to break down what we talked about earlier with that midfield kind of zone defense we saw the Lightning playing. We saw the Lightning lurking right about in here, and as the as the Sabres try to clear upfield, they're looking again for that leak out pass, and there's always a player there. So as we get into game number 3, are we going to see more of that zone defense upfield for the Lightning? Is that going to continue to pay off for them, or have the Sabres really cracked the code and able to just prevent it altogether?
If this will be anything like the series we saw before, we know that these teams are able to adapt and learn as they play. So it's going to be interesting to see how these two teams adapt to each other now that they're both accustomed and they both have a win apiece. And it's going to be Ugley now sending this one to the midfield, and it could be a scoring opportunity for the Sabres as Darkfire tries to get the touch there, and barely off the side post. It's going to go the other way, and already things have been so close. Both teams nearly scored.
We're just so quick back and forth, but here we are. It's interesting, the dichotomy. When we had that Foundation League, it felt like the clock dragged on, and not for lack of excitement. I don't want to think that that's what I'm saying. It just, so much happened so fast, it felt like it dragged on. But here, so much is happening so fast, and it feels like the clock is just running away as these teams are trying to find goals. It's clicking down so fast, but that's a great pass across the middle, but read expertly by DK to keep it away.
Yep, and a nice touch from Ugley there gives DK a chance, but a missed chance is that, as this one goes the other way and finds its way into the middle. Darkfire gonna take all the time he needs to make sure this one's on target. It's gonna be 1-0 early for the Sabres.
That is just a misread from Darkfire. It's unfortunate that one goes off the wall, and the Sabres, great job getting upfield, recognizing what's happening, and finishing that one off.
Yep, and it's good to see that the Sabres are taking some initiative early, because we know how dangerous the Lightning can be if you give them too much time. So striking first early and getting that momentum is going to be something that's really beneficial in the long run for the Sabres. And a beautiful demo from Darkfire onto Ugley as this one goes back into the middle again, but Ugley comes back just in the nick of time as this one finds its way into the Sabre corner, and Ugley back from the dead and brings a goal with him. We are tied at 1.
The demo can be a mixed bag. Sometimes it's what you need to open up the net, but sometimes it's just what somebody on defense needed to kind of reset mentally, come back at it. And right there, Ugley taking up all the way at the field. And what I really like to see there is not panicking on low boost. They were low boost because they spawned in, didn't have time to pick anything up, and immediately had to chase. But sticking with the ball, sticking with the opportunity, not panicking, backing off, hunting one of those big 100 boosts, and gets the goal for it.
Yep, Ugley now in the corner. Darkfire with the answer there. Back into the corner it goes. DK staying in the midfield, but loses the 50-50 to Darkfire as Ugley has to backtrack just a tad as this one goes into the middle again on the Sabre half. DK going towards the corner, picks up some boost on the way, going off the ceiling, and the shot is there, but Darkfire was there to get the save.
That was incredible, that pinch coming down from the Lightning to put that one towards the net. But then the Sabres able to keep it away. You talked about defensive play of the week. That might be a contender right there.
Yeah, that one definitely had me guessing because I was not sure they were going to recover that one. And Ugali now shooting again. They will not recover from that. Ugali puts that one on target, and now 2-1 for the Lightning.
We talked earlier, Ugali, lots of shots, not a lot of goals, but that's not the story here tonight in game number 3 for this Lightning Sabres matchup. 2 goals on 3 shots. I will take that shooting percentage any day of the week.
Yep, now for the Lightning, it's up to DK to start showing out. 0 stats all the way across the board now, waiting for DK to wake up just a tad in this game, as it's going to be Ugali who's going to get the shot over to Hollow, who's going to send this one back towards the midfield. DK has been doing an excellent job patrolling the midfield, so to speak, and if Ugali's popping off, I can't blame him from sitting back and just letting Ugali work.
Like we said earlier with Lucid and E-Rock, more than happy to hop in the backpack and let your teammate carry this one away. But I do caution these teams, they're so evenly matched. They're doing such a good job staying up in each other's faces. You really want to be winning by more. This 1-goal lead is pretty tenuous. You want to get out 3 or 4 goals ahead when it comes down to this minute-and-a-half mark, because that puts so much pressure on your opponent, it's going to force them out of position. Where here, Sabres can continue to play their game, play solid, simple Rocket League as that one threatens the net, and relatively easily pick up a goal and tie this one back up.
Yep, with 1:20, seems like they have plenty of time to do so, and we already know the Sabres love the pass play, so if they can pull that off, they can tie this game, but not with plays like this, as DK takes and has all the time in the world to kind of get a pull shot. Nice little roller here in the side pocket. What an angle. Well done for DK, getting now the insurance goal.
Unfortunately, that's just a bad challenge out of Darkfire. They were sitting last man back. They're at the midfield, and they never really had a chance to not get beat on that. I appreciate trying to contain at the midfield, trying to do a really good job up there, but you have to recognize when it's time, you're getting beat, back off, shadow D, go to back post, try to buy time for your teammate.
But Darkfire, with the sign of redemption there, was able to get the goal, and nice control here, getting past not one defender but 2, and DK flips bad, man. Unfortunate. Darkfire taking absolute advantage here, bringing their team back with win 1. All is forgiven.
Using that Merc muscle to get it by. I appreciate they get the redemption with the goal, but they're going to need a little more than that, because having to fight back an extra goal, it's just more time off the clock to grab that last goal. It would have been nice to see just 1, and now they're tied at this 40-second mark, but unfortunately they're still down by 1. Now the Lightning in transition scramble back, trying to cut this one off, and that's over its center. Hollow is up. That's a big bump, and redemption fully achieved. Darkfire pass bump to Hollow, and that is tie game, 31 to go.
The words were literally on the tip of my tongue waiting, like, because you mentioned the muscle Merc, the big car, where are the bumps and demo plays at? And then, out of nowhere, Darkfire comes with the Merc, kind of stirring up the defense a little, going for those bump plays, trying to get a little physical, and then Hollow was there to take full advantage. Hollow off the backboard looking for Darkfire, as this one goes out into the corner as DK taking control with a hundo boost to work with, and a nice flick and roll here, open net, there it is. DK is going to put his team up by 1 with just 16 seconds to go.
That's great fast play upfield. Darkfire caught out of position far backside. I know we criticized the Foundation League earlier for not rotating back away from the ball, rotating back ball side, but that's a little too aggressive, gives too much time, and DK more than happy to take advantage of it. The question is, do we see another goal before these last 10 seconds tick down?
It's still definitely possible as we reach 5 seconds now. A nice ceiling touch there, but Ugali was there and patient and waiting to get the touch and stave off the danger, and I think that will be another win for the Lightning as they take home a consolation goal.
Wow, that is... wow, guys, this is still anybody's series. We've got the Lightning now up on match point, beating out the Sabres 2-1. Remember, regardless of what happens in game 4 here, we're going to play all 5, so make sure you stick around. But wow, what a game. The 5-3 scoreline implies a bigger gap than we really had. The Sabres almost pulling that back from the brink of loss, but just not able to get there. Something a little different we see in this one, though. Lightning tended to have lots and lots of assists. We tried to have very, very high goal participation numbers, but this game, 3 goals, 0 assists for Ugly, 2 goals, 0 assists for DK. Just beating the Sabres out, it appears, in transition, getting those solo plays upfield.
Yeah, I think maybe that they were kind of, again, with adapting, I think they were kind of like noticing that in game number 2, the Sabres were really picking up on their pass plays, and they kind of shut down their offense entirely last game. Like we said, the Sabres didn't have to recover any saves. In this game, they had to come up with 2, and still wasn't enough. The Lightning kind of adapted to that. They know they were prepared for pass plays. So I think in this one, they went with a more all-out offense and just took it themselves when they had the opportunity. And the individual mechanical skill showed out in a major way because they were both able to recover some goals, and then one of which recovering even a hat trick, and it just paid off. Just being able to adapt on the fly like that is really what separates some of the greatest Rocket League players from the rest. And that's a really nice trait to see even at the Academy League.
We do have things to be excited about with the Sabres, though. I want to refer back to that goal we saw earlier, that pass from the corner, then the bump, and then the finish. Man, that was some tasty, tasty Rocket League. We can see more of that out of the Sabres, then we are in for a very exciting Game 4.
Yeah, we've already seen that it worked. Now they just need to do it a little bit more. Like, they pulled it off for one play. I want to see them do it again. And it's going to be DK going out to the side now as Darkfire goes up to meet up top, and it's going to go out into the corner as Hollow slows it down just a tad, and maybe a tad too much. A pass out into the middle, but they're able to stave off the danger. Hollow is picking up towards the mid and clearing that back towards the Lightning half.
I know the Lightning are on match point. They won that last game by 2, but that last goal only came at 0 seconds. It was really a closer game than we thought as Hollow over the top. Lightning can't find the touch to clear it away, and the Sabres with the first lead of game number 4.
Yeah, if you're the defense on the Lightning right now, I highly suggest you don't sleep on Hollow. That was a beautiful solo play there. And we already saw Lightning coming up with solo plays last game, and the Sabres say, hey, you know what, we can do it too. And they're able to take the 1-goal early lead with not even a minute gone. It's Hollow now with a nice follow-up over into the side. A nice pickup going towards the midfield. Ugly back, trying to play a little bit of defense here as Hollow now is going to bump Ugly for a good measure. And it's Ugly still able to recover and get a save.
You've mentioned it, I've mentioned it, we've talked about it, that adaptation, that reading what's happening and picking up a new game style. In game 1, we saw the Lightning ripping passes out of the corner to get them center for their teammate. We said, if it keeps working, keep doing it. But hold on, DK off the wall. Wow.
Yeah, this is starting to look like a show out from Mechanics, being able to go up and continue the momentum forward to land on the wall and then put it right back in off the touch. Well done from DK. And now it's starting to look like both teams are trying to pull off these solo mechanical plays. But will it be enough? We are tied here at 1 as DK comes off the back wall. Looking to take control there, but flips bad man yet again. Ugly is going to have to pick that one up and send it into the Sabre half. Out into the corner it goes for Hollow, as that one's going to get out into the middle again to Ugly.
What I was saying earlier is the Lightning ripping them out of the corner for those pass plays. That is a high awareness touch. Wow. And I said, if it keeps working, keep doing it. And it stopped working. And the Lightning adjusted. There's that leak out read upfield that the Sabres have been trying again and again, but the Lightning do it better. That is Ugly giving the Lightning the lead.
Ugly has been so persistent and so consistent, reading these touches off the back wall each time, even if it's from all the way across the field. Ugly just takes the amount of much time as they need to able to read it correctly and just get a nice high accurate percent shot. And it just not the first time Ugly has done this. He's done this several times throughout the series. Hollow now taking this one the other way as DK tries to scramble back, but it won't be good enough. Darkfire is able to tie this one up at 2.
That's not the kind of goal we've seen very much of here, as DK just misses the ball. Most of the goals we've seen in these 4 games have been, off of plays. They've been off of plays, but that is a rare just, hey, whiff, easy follow-up.
Yep, Ugly now going to hit this one into the midfield. Hollow with the follow-up read there, but DK is able to get there in time and get the save. DK now playing really aggressive, and it looks amazing as this one goes up high in the middle for Ugali. But a nice 50-50 from Hollow there is going to stave off the danger, and we stay tied at 2. DK now going up with an unfortunate miss there. Darkfire with the follow-up. Hollow now has the opportunity on target, and there it goes. 3-2 now for the Sabres.
The Lightning need to settle down a little bit. They've gotten beat out a couple of mistouches twice now in Hollow. That is a great read, getting that one back to the net at an awkward angle. The Sabres absolutely turning this around.
Yep, and not only that, but we're past the halftime mark now, so this is looking even better for the Sabres. They have the momentum they need, and you really need it the most in the second half. Hollow going towards the corner now as DK scrambles back with no boost. Finally gets a touchpad there as this one touches down to Hollow. Hollow slowing things down into the corner, gets the touch back out into the middle. A little bit questionable, but still holding control even with 0 boost. Ugali with a nice follow-up side touch, and a little bit too early on that one was DK, and it could cost him as this one goes back into Lightning territory.
We've got such a quick back and forth here, and we're looking like the Sabres taking game number 4 to force the game 5 decider, but you still don't know. 90 seconds to go. It's anybody's game. The Sabres only have that 1-point lead. I think if they really want to secure this, they need 2 in the next minute and a half.
Yeah, and I think Lightning are, I don't want to cast this curse nobody, but I'm really fearing Lightning right now because they're actually slowing up a lot more than they had before. So I think we're going to see a high percent shot come from them very soon. Ugali is going to get the touch over to DK. DK trying to take control in the midfield and gets absolutely demolished for their efforts. This one again going towards the Lightning goal, and it's going to find the back of the net. 4-2 for the Sabres.
It's incredible. That's a great touch out of Hollow as Hollow gets their hat trick on game number 4 here. I want to see a Game 5 decider. You know how it is. You know how exciting it is. I would love to see a Game 5 decider. But to keep the Game 5 decider close, Lightning really need to score here. They don't necessarily need to win. I mean, that'd be great. They would love to see it. But they need at least a goal for that momentum going into Game 5.
I mean, we called it earlier. You even called it earlier. We have said that this has the build, has the makeup of a Game 5 overtime type of scenario. So I'm not going to be surprised at all if that happens. But for now, it's going to be DK taking this one out into the corner again, followed up by Ugali as Hollow gets the touch down. Back to Ugali, but Darkfire was there waiting and gets the touch and the clear out into the side as DK goes up with the missed touch, and Ugali meets Darkfire. Scoring opportunity maybe as Hollow hits this one back up to DK, and it's just going to stay out towards the middle as the clock ticks right on out.
It's not over yet, though. This one threatening in front, but Darkfire able to get this one clear, and we see the Sabres defense has become rock solid. They've done such a great job. And what I want to see, honestly, what I want to see is for this game to come full circle. I'm going to bring out the board one last time here tonight. And I want to see this come full circle. At the beginning of the night, we saw the Sabres looking for those leak-out passes upfield, trying to get that. Where have we seen that succeed? The one time we've seen that succeed here tonight has been with the Lightning. Sending this one up, you had Ugali coming up the side and making that read off of that pass upfield. I want to see more of that from the Lightning. The Sabres, on the other hand, have done such a good job getting pressure upfield and just good rotations, good solid touches. I don't know if there's more to say about the Sabres and how they've been playing.
And, just speaking from the Lightning perspective now, I'm really not sure what they did too entirely wrong that game. They played pretty well. I mean, they didn't walk away with the win on that one, but we look at the stats and all the numbers are there. The 4 shots compared to their 7. Yeah, they were beat 3 shots out, but they were consistent. They took 2 shots apiece and still came away with 1 goal, shooting at 50%. So it's not like they were shooting poorly. Maybe they just need to shoot more. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think the Lightning did too much wrong in that scenario. In that scenario, they just didn't do enough. So I think we're going to see the Lightning answer back here, and they're going to step their game up, and then we're going to be closer to that Game 5 you were talking about.
Absolutely. But here we are, ladies and gentlemen, the last series of the night, and what a fitting end to the series. It's 2-2 in the series. We're on a Game 5 decider between the Lightning and the Sabres.
And here we go. It's Ugly gonna hit this one into Sabre territory. Nice control there out into the corner. Getting this one in front of the net, but Hollow gets the backflip and gets the save. What a read there on the defensive side. DK now taking this one back out into the mid. Met by Darkfire, who's gonna get the touch in the corner. Nice touch there, but Hollow was on the wrong side, it looked like.
We're seeing a lot of early pressure out of the Sabres. This is dangerous for the Lightning because this is where we saw the Lightning for the majority of game number 4, and we all know how that one turned out. The Lightning need to find a big breakout here and return some of the favor back down to the Sabres' end.
Yep, in the corner it goes yet again. You know they like the corner as Ugly gets a nice touch going towards the backboard and off, and DK high flying doesn't get the touch, but that would have been a beautiful one for the highlight reel as this one goes right back down and Hollow picks up the save.
Speaking of the highlight reel, remember, if you like something, you like what you see, hashtag POTW, you can just drop that in chat. I won't focus on it too long as Darkfire gets that one down and Hollow finishes it off.
And you know, this is just the textbook pass plays that we've seen from the Sabres all night. Nice taking control there off the missed touch from the Lightning, and knows Hollow is there just waiting for the nice pass. Didn't have to do anything fancy, just roll it on out, and you know you got the trust in your teammate to finish that one off, and the Sabres take a 1-0 lead early. Oh, and another missed touch there from Ugly as DK takes this one back out into the middle. Hollow with the follow-up, but off target again, and off the backboard it goes as the Lightning take control now in the midfield.
Something we see Ugly do very well, very patient, recognizing their low boost and not panicking, not backing up the ball, slowing the play down, picking up some boost on the way. But here we've got the Lightning struggling to get the ball clear of their end. We need to see them get big clears upfield, and Ugly off the wall, off the post, over to DK, able to finish. We're tied, 3:17 to go.
And then the Lightning, they just kind of pulled out a play almost identical to what the Sabres did to them not so long ago. It was Ugly who was getting the read on the defender, got the beat, and the mistouch coming from the Sabres led to the opportunity to have that open field pass play. Granted, it looked like Ugly was going for the shot, but Ugly knew that Ugly had the teammate there if the shot was off target. It was, and DK was there to answer and tie it up at 1 with just 3 minutes left on the clock.
You say that here, but this is threatening in front of the Lightning net. They need to do a better job of getting that away from the front, and they don't. Hollow makes a great read to put that down, give the Sabres back the lead.
And you know, we all saw what happened just then. Ugly, unfortunate, had 0 boost. Like, what possible tips or tricks, or what do you do in the scenarios where you have no boost? Is it something that's an error in your rotation? Should you try maybe more boost pads when there are no corner boosts? Like, what do you do to make sure you're not stuck in that scenario?
Absolutely. It all comes down to the boost management, and Ugly does a great job playing from low boost. It would be nice to see them play not low boost a little more often, and that's, again, very much so kudos to their play style in that scenario. They just are going to be more effective if they spend less time in that scenario. So the Lightning can manage boosts. It has a lot to do with how you come up and down the field. There are good paths up and down the field for how you pick up different pads without going for those big boosts. You manage to retain 50, 60 boost. And when you cycle back, when you go to back post, you should be picking up at least 36 boost as part of that cycle.
Agreed. And now that we're past the halftime mark, you know, Sabres have the 2-1 advantage, and we know how dangerous the Sabres are in the second half, especially when momentum is on their side. So the Lightning are going to have to come up with an answer for this Sabre offense, as this one is staying inside the Lightning half. Hollow with a nice touchdown. Ugly getting the clear and sending it the other way, as Ugly looking for the follow-up in the corner and gets it to the middle. Flips bad man for DK.
That's so unfortunate. The Lightning needed that goal. We're less than 2 minutes to go. It was a great pass to center. You could catch both the Sabres out of position. And now we've got the Lightning double committing a little bit. I think a little bit of panic, but that one is a mistouch into the corner. Ugly, good follow. Can DK turn? No. Is running back too wide. That's an easy goal for Darkfire.
Now this is tough. This is even tough for any caster, any analytical personality in Rocket League, because we saw exactly what happened in the defensive rotation. The Lightning player was on their way back, but instead of trying to follow that trail of touch pads, went all the way for the side boost. And I don't know if they just went for it too early and couldn't turn back in time, but in those scenarios, when you're in that defensive rotation, I personally think it would have been better just to follow the boost pads and work with the little amount of boosts that you would have instead of just pulling out and going all the way for the side corner boost.
I would even say in that scenario, it doesn't even you still prioritize the ball and the attack over any kind of boost, even the boost pads. You may be zero boost, but you need to make your priority the ball coming down the field. And unfortunately, like you said, the Lightning there caught out of position, decides to go boost over ball, and gets burned for it. They could use a little bit better support here as this one threatens the net as we continue the attack. Darkfire gets that one wide. It's cleared away, but down in front of the net, and that's another shot, but it's just touched away by DK, and I just want to finish what I had to say, but unfortunately, too much going on.
30 seconds left now, not looking too good for the Lightning, but still definitely doable. They just have to act now. 20 seconds on the clock. Ugali gonna go out into the side, leave this one for DK, but Hollow gets there first, out into the corner in the half, and it's Darkfire waiting towards the midfield, but we have a double commit, and that could be the nail in the coffin as Hollow takes advantage and puts their team even further in the lead.
At this point, that is going to be it for the Lightning and the Sabres. We've got 6 seconds. I would hope for maybe 2 kickoff goals at best, but that's going to be too little too late. This 3-goal deficit, too much to overcome. Unfortunate turn for the Lightning, but congratulations to the Sabre. What a hard-fought victory. Getting this one done in Game 5 decider, just like we asked.
Yeah, the only thing that could have made it a little bit better is an OT, but I don't want to ask too much. I'm being selfish as a spectator and as a fan. I can't get all what we want all the time, but it's okay. The Sabres showed out in a major way in being able to turn around from how they performed in the beginning, because it was looking like Lightning were having all the momentum in the first half of the series, but the Sabres were able to turn it around and adapt and find an answer for the Lightning offense, and just the change-up of play styles throughout the whole series from the Sabres and the Lightning was nothing short of impressive.
Absolutely. But as we transition here, that was our last series of the night. So before we go, I want to mention a couple of things. What we do here takes a lot of time, effort, and yes, money. So remember, if you want to support what we do, you like what we have going on here, Twitch Prime Sub is a free way to support us. But we can also talk about the people that support us outside of the viewers yourselves. We also have APM Music, our title sponsor here. APM Music, if you need music for your project, live stream, video on YouTube, a movie, whatever it happens to be, make sure you hit them up and tell them that we sent you. Also, if you need a new controller, Power A, we're actually giving away a Power A controller, but if you don't happen to be the lucky winner for that giveaway, head on over to Power A, wired Xbox controllers with extra settings, extra buttons, everything you might need to be dominant in your game. Also, Balls Guarana, if you need some extra energy going through the night. I know I am absolutely burned out. If I've got anything else to do, I'm turning to Balls Guarana. It actually tastes really good. Genuinely, I go out and buy it just to have on hand for when I'm tired and I have work to do. Balls Guarana, Power A, and APM Music. Thank you, everybody, for still coming out. I've had an awesome time. On behalf of Captain Itsoka, your play-by-play, and myself, your color commentator, I've been Lars Newt. Have yourselves a wonderful evening.